Wonderful, wonderful. Great to see all of you with us again. I am here to share with you 40 days with Jesus in 3 minutes. 40 days with Jesus in 3 minutes. What an unfolding story of our life, our history, and our destiny. To see the love, to see the compassion again, to see the fervency, to see the persistence in seeking us, the persistence in wooing us and wanting us to just serve him and to love him just as much as he loves us, to cry out to him as much as he cried out when he was on the cross and carrying the cross. So we find this story after yesterday. We talked about the centurion that carried the cross and what that meant as Jesus is walking with us. And today we find ourselves in the book of Luke, chapter number 23. And we find another piece of this marvelous love story for us. We see where now Jesus is being placed on the cross. We know about the nails in the hands. We know about the nails in the feet. We know about the crown of thorns, and we know about how they had given him vinegar and what that meant to his body, and the piercing in the side. All of that took place. And here we are today. Such a tough subject, but it says one verse I have for you. And Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And they parted his garments among them, and they cast lots. Amazing. No one there asked for forgiveness, yet Jesus still forgave them. These words rang out every time, I believe, just every time they drove the nail into the hand that he said, "Forgive them." When they began to drive those spikes, as it would be called, if you the Roman study of this, those spikes into the hands, into the feet, he was saying, "Forgive them." No one asked for forgiveness. No one asked for an apology. No one was remorseful for any of that. Yet Jesus said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." He showed us what it means. I'm telling you, he shows us what it means to give up your rights. I'm not going to hold it. I'm not going to retaliate. Even the resentment sometimes that is lurking when we don't forgive, the bitterness is like a pressure cooker. When we hold on to unforgiveness, resentment, bitterness sets in, all of that stuff, along with anger, it begins to set in our life. Jesus released it right at that moment. No one had to say a word to him, and he released it. What an example for us today, that when we are wronged, when things are said and done, just when we're just simply wronged, are we in that moment forgiving them as the act is taking place to prevent anger, resentment, bitterness, and all of these things that Jesus had every right in our eyes. He had every right to be angry and bitter and frustrated and resentful and retaliatory. All of this, he had every right because he was being accused falsely, but yet and still, he carried out the perfect plan as the ultimate sacrifice for you and I. So today, who do you need to release just as Christ released me of my sins? Who are you willing right in this moment to release in a retaliation? You know they deserve it. I perhaps know they deserve it, and I don't even know what it is. But are you really, really, really willing to release them at this time? And trust God. This is the key. Trust God to vindicate you of every situation because he loves you. He died for you. And if we follow this example, perhaps how much different would our lives be on a day-to-day basis? Hey, 40 days with Jesus in 3 days. This is day 22. Stay with me. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.